What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're recapping the New York Giants losing to the Carolina Panthers 33-31. And if you guys know, the Giants have scored over 30 points, first time scoring 30 or more points. It was 2 years because it was the last week of the 2015 season. So I mean, finally we reached that milestone, but we don't get the win either way. This is the second time in a row that Giants have allowed over 30 points in a game, with allowing 34 points to the Saints last week. But this was definitely a better game than last week, obviously, because the Giants scored 31 points. And it's up there with the Texans game, even though we still lost that game. I was very disappointed in the Giants in the first half. The defense didn't want to tackle. The offense was like a tease for us because we've seen a lot of great things happen, but either we had to punt the ball in the Carolina territory, or we had to, or we had a turnover. With that being said, the Giants did not play that terrible. The offensive line was great. I'm not gonna say great, but it did a fairly decent job against that defensive front of the Carolina Panthers, especially that they are an aggressive team when it comes to blitzing and things like that. They got Julius Peppers, Luke Kuechly there. Luke Kuechly comes on a lot of linebacker blitzes, and he's very good at stuffing the run, things like that. So I think we did a decent job against the Carolina defensive front. The Giants only allowed 1 sack, and that's great to see. Only allowed 1 sack for 1 yard, and that was Luke Kuechly on a linebacker blitz. He was unblocked. So, I mean, he got chipped a little bit, but it wasn't enough, and he was able to get to Eli. So, with that being said, I mean, the offensive line did great. Not in the running game, but they did show flashes. A lot of holes did open up for Saquon Barkley, but Saquon Barkley either got, shoelace tackled, or, he just barely couldn't get through because of another tackler in his area. But holes were opening up for Saquon, but there also were times where nothing was showing up. But Saquon is proving me wrong. Definitely proving me wrong, because even though I still see that college kid in him, of him just forgetting about the whole play call, like he did that a couple times in this game, but it actually worked, where he bounced it out to the outside. A difference of what I see in him from last year, and this is getting a little bit off topic from my notes I have here, but from Saquon, what I see from Saquon is that Saquon in college would just run to the outside, no questions asked. He would just run to the outside. Now what I see from Saquon is a very patient running back, like a Le'Veon Bell, a very patient running back. If he sees nothing there, he's going to try option B, he's going to try option C, and then he's going to kick it outside. And usually kicking it outside works when you wait a little bit, because you're going to get everybody in the box. You get everybody, a lot of traffic, a lot of congestion in that box. And once you kick it out to the outside, you probably got 1 or 2 guys to beat, and they're usually a cornerback or things like that. So it's people he can either run over, or people he's just going to beat with pure speed. And he definitely has that angle speed that nobody else possesses. So, I mean, just watching him is phenomenal to me. I mean, the way he's able to find holes. His vision used to be just, kick it out to the outside, but now it's very patient, and it's developing him as a running back. So he's definitely proving me wrong, because I said he was going to be a hit or miss type running back in this league, but he is definitely proven to be one of the better running backs in this league, and a legitimate dual threat in the backfield. He's always getting receptions, had 2 receptions, 2 receiving touchdowns in this game. Also, I want to highlight something real quick before we get into it, because it's something we have seen the worst NFL play call in history, in NFL history, with, I don't know who I forgot his name, that referee. I hate that referee. I can't remember his name, but he is just the most nonchalant referee. He'll call any call. I see him, not just the Giants, 'cause I'm not going to say, he just hates the Giants. He's done this in a lot of games. A lot of controversial calls comes from this guy. He called this most retarded call in NFL history that definitely got Landon Collins, definitely got Janoris Jenkins pissed. I mean, Janoris Jenkins, I wish I could pull up the clip. I can't find the clip. I wasn't able to watch the clip, but I seen on NJ.com saying that Janoris Jenkins he pulled a Marshawn Lynch and did not answer any legitimate question except with an answer of we need better refs. I mean, it's true. That was the worst call in history. I'll try to put a play up if I can. I might get I might get flagged for that copyright. NFL is crazy about that. But anyway, I'll explain it for you guys. It was 3rd and 13, I believe, and Landon Collins was in coverage. He read the play perfectly. Cam Newton throws to, I can't remember what, I think it was Devin Funchess, and throws to Devin Funchess, and it was a pretty bad throw. There was 3 guys there. I mean, that was just a bad throw. But Landon Collins tries to make a play on the ball. He almost actually intercepts the ball, and I think if he would have intercepted it, that there would be no penalty. But the fact is that he didn't catch the ball. But at the same time, Landon Collins' arms were clearly extended. He was going for the ball, and this is also with pass interference calls. If you're going for the ball, you pretty much can do anything to the receiver because you're going for the ball. You can get up on the receiver because you're going for the ball. In this case, it should also apply that, you know, he was going for the ball. His arms were fully extended. I mean, there was no bend in his arms whatsoever. Fully extended, going for the ball. He happened to have helmet-to-helmet contact with, I can't remember, yeah, like I said, it was Devin Funchess, and I think Michael Thomas also got in it too, but Landon Collins was called for the penalty. It was unsportsmanlike conduct, and it was the most ridiculous. It was a great play on 3rd down that would have got the Giants off the field. Instead, they were in punt range. I mean, they couldn't kick a field goal, but now that penalty led them into field goal range, and then from there on out, the Giants just kept forcing penalties and it's just moving them down the field for free. So that play in particular, that one play, screwed up the Giants and was the reason why they lost this game. I guarantee you guys, I'm not one to blame the refs on anything. If, you know, the refs, you know, I blame the refs on certain calls, but not when it comes to the whole game. We were coming back in that game. We had the momentum. We would have forced a 3-and-out, even if we didn't score on the next drive. Even if Eli would have threw an interception or whatever, or whatever we did on that next drive, we still would have won the game. We lost by a game-winning field goal. We would have won that game for sure. So, with all that being said, the refs cost us that game, and it's ridiculous. It really is. I can't believe that call. I hope that referee gets suspended or gets reprimanded or actions are taken place immediately. That is the worst referee call I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that is like almost as bad as the Clay Matthews calls so far this year. The NFL has turned into a girl sport. The NFL has turned into the NBA. That's all I have to say. The NFL is now the NBA, and the NBA is a girl sport now. So the fact that just a sport where you're literally supposed to hit people to bring them down, that's why you wear helmets, that's why you wear the pads. You're supposed to hit people to bring them down. You're supposed to force fumbles, you're supposed to force pressure, this and that, and you can't hit anybody even though you have a helmet and pads on. So, I mean, we should just start playing flag football now. I mean, that's pretty much what the NFL is trying to promote now that they have a whole flag football thing that they're trying to promote. So, with all that being said, that was the worst play call in NFL, just the worst referee job in NFL history. I mean, they should have put Dean Blandino on that. Dean Blandino was brought on for some other stupid call that everybody knew wasn't in the Giants' favor, and they brought him on for that, but they couldn't bring him on for that kind of call, but whatever, because they knew they were in the wrong. So even the announcer said it, even Charles Davis, who I just think is the worst color commentator ever. But anyway, let's go on to the notes. Let's go on to the injury report first. The Giants came out of this game relatively healthy. As you guys know, Eli Apple did come back, made some plays in this game, also allowed a couple catches, but Eli Apple is Eli Apple at the same time. We need to remember that. But he also forced a fumble on Cam Newton. We just couldn't capitalize on it, as I believe it was Curtis Riley that, you know, recovered the ball, but he was out of bounds. That was just a momentum type of thing. I don't blame Curtis Riley on that whatsoever. I do blame Curtis Riley on a lot of plays that happened so far in this game, but he did have an interception, so great interception there. Also, he had to make a play on that ball. So, all that being said, you know, we did catch. I'm not gonna lie, we did catch some breaks in this game. We did capitalize on some of them. We didn't on others. Like when we got that interception, when Curtis Riley got that interception, Eli gave it right back to Mike Adams. So I mean, we did get some breaks. We capitalized on some. We didn't capitalize on others, and it is what it is. That's just the game of football. Um, uh, Injury report, we came out relatively healthy. Chad Wheeler was the only one that got hurt. He did not remain in the game. He had a hand injury. I don't know where we're going to go from there. I think Eric Flowers filled in, but I didn't even notice because Eric Flowers didn't allow a sack. So I think I'm okay with that. And I think Julius Peppers lines up on that side also. So I guess that's a good job by him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. But good job by the offensive line. I want to applaud them for doing a good job. The Giants started off, showing some flashes on offense, learning how to utilize their weapons in a better way. Pat Shurmur still new with this roster, still new with Odell, still new with Eli, just trying to figure everything out. He's starting to target Odell more. He was rewarded for that, as Odell had probably his best game of the season, in which he also did throw a touchdown pass, not only receive a touchdown pass, but throw one as well. So great job for Odell Beckham, and great job for him speaking up. He was very frustrated. He was taking out his anger and frustrations, on the sidelines, and an interviewer asked him, actually some scary quotes also, that he didn't know if he was happy in New York. He didn't know if he was happy with Eli and things like that, and that's some scary stuff to see from a guy you just signed a 6-year contract with, and one day he may demand a trade. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. But, Odell did have his best game of the season so far. And Saquon also got a lot of carries. The fact that we gave him a lot of carries, I think it was on our first possession, we gave him like 4 carries. I think he had like -2 yards on that, but it doesn't matter. We gave him the carries. I want to see him, because eventually he's gonna break one out, and we definitely saw that. So when it comes to the carries early in the game, if he gets -1, -2 yards on like 4 carries, I'm not worried about it, because I know what Saquon Barkley can do eventually when he keeps getting carries. So you just gotta keep feeding him the rock. He's an Adrian Peterson type player. Adrian Peterson is like leading the league in most tackles for loss, but he's also like one of the leading rushers in the NFL right now. So leading rushers in NFL history. So moving on, yeah, I said the offensive line played great, allowed 1 sack, showed some flashes in the run game, and also did great in the pass game, and also opened up some holes in the run game, but still struggled there in that area. Eli is just a game manager now. It is what it is. I mean, he threw for over 300 yards. It's great, but he's gonna be dink and dunk Eli. He's gonna take some shots down the field. Pat Shurmur did address that. He said that they were gonna take shots down the field, and they did that. They didn't connect on a lot of them, but they connected on some of them. Like Jabu Davis twice made a catch down the field. Odell Beckham on that touchdown catch. Sterling Shepard on a couple throws. We need to see more of that. We need to see more development plays. The offensive line just needs to block more, but Eli can't be scared as well. When you have a clean pocket, stop dumping it off to the running back. Take some shots down the field. We're 1-4 right now. There's nothing to lose. We're not going to the playoffs. Just try to get something going. Give us some confidence going into next season. So, the defense couldn't tackle. I mean, that DJ Moore play, that, what's his name? Christian McCaffrey, the DJ Moore play in, like, the first 2 quarters. I mean, ridiculous tackling effort. Just terrible. I could have tackled them. I could have tackled them. I swear I could have. It doesn't take 6 guys to tackle somebody that's, like, just barely 200 pounds. I mean, DJ Moore is a big guy and all, but come on now. And then, Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel was a guy that they couldn't tackle. What is Curtis Samuel, like freaking 190 pounds or something like that? Come on now. You got Landon Collins, who just had a freaking terrible game. Landon Collins played terrible. But anyway. And then I already addressed the worst call in NFL history. And then I want to move on to the 63-yard field goal. 6 seconds left. I was in Bad Dogs chat when Russell Shepard almost scored that touchdown. That was a great play by Russell Shepard. Another deep pass that I was very happy with. Dante Jackson made a very smart play, and not a rookie mistake that a lot of rookies make. They think it's still college and they don't touch the guy down. Good job by him for doing that. But I'm fine with it, because we would have left too much time on the clock. And even though we still moved down the field and we scored that touchdown, got the 2-point conversion, this and that. Well, I said to Bad Dog, I said I commented and I said we left too much time on the clock. There's a minute, what was it, like a minute 20 seconds or a minute 8 seconds, somewhere around that range. And also, the Carolina had one timeout. We left way too much time on the board. I mean, it came down to the wire. We were getting some stops, but freaking penalties after penalties kept adding up. And then, lo and behold, Carolina is, they're in field goal range. It's not even field goal. They're 10 yards away from field goal range. Graham Gano's his personal record is 54 yards. He smashed that with a 63-yard field goal, and that brings back flashbacks from week 3 of last year when Jake Elliott, who was the kicker they just got that was kicking terribly, just kicks that 61-yard field goal automatically. He's the best freaking kicker in history. So, or one of the best kickers in the league, rather. And then Graham Gano is probably going to go down as one of the best kickers in the league right now because he kicked that game-winning field goal. And it always happens. In every other game I watch that doesn't include the Giants, that always happens. You know, the kicker misses the game-winning field goal because it's too far. But not for the Giants, because we can't get anything going as far as pressure goes. We can't get a block or whatever it is. And they just go into focus mode. They got focus kicker on. And, like from Madden, they just kick a field goal there. But it is what it is. This video may be long because I just have a lot to say about this game. So, I'm going to get into the stats real quick. I'm just going to quickly jot over it. I'm running on 16 minutes right now. So, Eli Manning, 22 of 36, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Cam Newton, Odell Beckham, 1 for 1, 57 yards, and a touchdown. Cam Newton, 21 out of 35, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 1 sack for 5 yards. Eli Manning did play a better game than Cam Newton, so that QB rating is legit. I think Eli Manning did play a better game than Cam Newton. I think the only reason why Cam Newton, you would have thought he played better, is because he's a legitimate dual threat, but Eli literally has no legs, and he was still doing better work than Cam Newton was. The New York rushing game, Saquon Barkley, Wayne Gallman did not get 1 carry this week, which is kind of confusing because Saquon Barkley had 15 carries for 48 yards. So, and also had a long of 30. So that is the, probably the 5th week in a row that Saquon Barkley has a run play of over 20 yards, and that we couldn't get that in 3 games last year and years before that. So I'm very happy with Saquon Barkley. Then Christian McCaffrey on the other, 17 carries for 58 yards doesn't say a lot, but this guy was getting first down after first down. He was getting 6 yards all the time. There were some times where he was tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and that kind of padded the stats in our favor. But Christian McCaffrey definitely had a better game than 17 carries for 58 yards. Cam Newton, 8 carries for 29 yards. DJ Moore, 1 for 18. CJ Anderson, 4 for 9. CJ Anderson fell down a cliff. Odell Beckham Jr., 8 receptions, 131 yards on 14 carries. So he got a lot, 14 targets. So we got a lot of targets this game, just what he asked for. And he also had a touchdown, also had a throwing touchdown as well. Saquon Barkley, 4 receptions, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Great job by him. Sterling Shepard, 4 for 75. Russell Shepard, 3 for 52. And Will Davis, 2 for 27. Rhett Ellison, 2 for 17. And also had a 2-point conversion at that. Carolina receiving game, Devin Funchess, 4 for 53. DJ Moore, 4 for 49. Ian Thomas, 3 for 38. That tight end is freaking trash. Curtis Samuel, it reminds me of Larry Donnell a little bit. Curtis Samuel, 2 for 37. Saquon Christian McCaffrey, 3 for 35. Jarius Wright, 3 for 25. We look at the defense for the Giants. Landon Collins was the leading tackler, but had a terrible game in my opinion. Sure, he forced some pressure, got 1 quarterback hit that led to a interception for, I believe this one was Janoris Jenkins' interception. Landon Collins was able to force some pressure there, but other than that, everybody was bouncing off of Landon Collins. Landon Collins couldn't tackle anybody, couldn't wrap up anybody, kept missing tackles, this and that. Landon Collins is not having a good year so far. Alec Ogletree also had some tackles there. Eli Apple, BJ Hill, pretty much the same guys that you see on the top of the leaderboard as far as tackles are there. James Bradbury actually had played a good game, almost got an interception on Eli, but Odell had to bat it down. Mike Adams had a very good game, had himself 2 interceptions. Dante Jackson almost had himself an interception. Eric Reed didn't really do much in this game. Played a lot of the 4th quarter, but I really didn't see him other than that. Luke Kuechly had a good game, had 1.5 tackles for loss. Also had himself the only sack for the Carolina Panthers. And then that's pretty much it. Captain Munnerlyn had a good third down stop early in the first quarter. We look at the interceptions. Curtis Riley had himself a good interception in the middle of the field in the red zone, so great job for him. Janoris Jenkins also had himself an interception where he was in the right place at the right time. Mike Adams, two interceptions. Great job by him. He had to make plays on those balls. And then just the punt. I forgot to mention this. The punt return. Odell Beckham was just trying to do too much. Don't know what the hell he was doing. And then Janoris Jenkins couldn't go down when he received that ball. He could have just went down. The Giants would have had possession. And that's another reason why the Giants lost. I mean, even if we would have punted there, at least we would have kept the ball away from the Panthers, in Giants range, and punt it back to them and give it to them deep in their territory, because they weren't going to return anything on us. So I don't know, man. We kicked ourselves in the knee. The ref kicked us in the knee. We were just down and out. We really did this to ourselves. The Carolina Panthers pretty much really had no part in winning this game. They didn't play well on offense. Besides that run game, Carolina couldn't get the ball moving in the pass game. Sure, they got some open guys down the field, but that was when Carolina had all day to throw. That offensive line did great for Carolina. No pressure. He didn't get any pressure, and when he did, he was able to move out the pocket. So all that being said, let's get to the awards. I always miss this every week, the awards. But I have as the offensive MVP, of course, goes to the winning team. So that's Christian McCaffrey with 14 carries, 58 yards, 3.4 yards per carry, 5 receptions, 35 yards, and a touchdown. So you're looking at about just over 80 yards. No, just over 90 yards of total yards, and about 19 touches for a touchdown. So great job for Christian McCaffrey. Definitely played better than his stats say. Mike Adams, 8 tackles, 5 of them solo, I'm sorry, and then 2 interceptions. A great job. He is the defensive MVP. The Terrence Mitchell Award goes to Landon Collins because, he was just having a bad day. Everybody was bouncing off of him. He was missing a lot of tackles, missing a lot of opportunities for a sack and an interception, and also had that terrible call placed on him. So he was just having a terrible game. One of the worst games you could wish on anybody from a football player in the NFL. And then the At Least You Tried Award will go to Sterling Shepard, Odell Beckham, and Saquon Barkley. They tried their butts off. Sterling Shepard had that crazy leap I don't know when it was, but it was on third down. It was like 3rd and 11, 3rd and 13, something like that. And he was just trying to get to that first down marker. He showed a lot of heart, jumped over a defender, and almost like headbutted another guy, like almost did a front flip on another guy. So he was just trying to get to that first down, so showed a lot of heart there. And also I seen him punching the hell out of a chair, a bench, just like what Odell Beckham would have done. And who was it to calm down Sterling Shepard? It was Odell Beckham himself. So I guess he got a little taste of his own medicine there. But Sterling Shepard was showing a lot of heart in that game. Same thing with Odell Beckham. Like I said, he was trying to get a lot of carries, a lot of targets, and he did that. He definitely showed out in this game. Had a one-handed catch. Vintage Odell. And Saquon Barkley, Saquon Barkley was used for almost every play on offense. He was utilized in a way. So, if he wasn't pass blocking, he was out, running a route for a catch. He was out there, getting targeted on pass plays, getting targeted in the run game, and all that. He was the only running back used to run the ball. So, he definitely put in a lot of work. Saquon did. So all that being said, those three got the At Least You Tried Award. They will split it equally. And all that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I know it's a very long video. Most of you guys didn't stay to the end, but if you did stay to the end, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and also leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video.